going on, guys, and welcome back to another Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon Wi-Fi battle. Today I have another underused match. This one is against Frankie from Twitter, and this team I'm using is actually pretty interesting. A couple days ago I did a live stream where I was using a random team generator to build some teams and then play on Showdown. I found one that actually ended up working pretty well. I changed a couple of things on it, but that's how I got this team, and it's pretty fun to use. So looking at my opponent, he's got some pretty big threats. I am worried about the Altaria. Thing's probably going to be Mega. Along with some stuff like the Cobalion, I don't want that thing to set up on me, so I gotta work around that. I'm also afraid of, honestly, Bouffalant. The thing there's not a whole lot that can switch into a choice band Bouffalant. Seismitoad is my defense wall, but it doesn't seem like I'll be able to take more than 2 hits from that. So Bouffalant's kind of scary, big ol' Afro Tauros, but also, if I lose my Seismitoad early, Infernape is gonna be a problem. So let's go ahead and just jump right into this battle. Alright, so from the team preview, I was expecting him to probably want to lead Cobalion just for Stealth Rock, so I'm going to toss out the pointiest dog in the game as I have Mega Manectric here. He ends up leading off with the 80s Tauros, which is going to be Bouffalant, rocking that fatty afro, and I expect this thing to be Choice Band right from the start. You do generally see that most of the time, so I'm going to Mega Evolve. Getting an Intimidate on this thing is actually very important. It's going to make it so my Seismitoad can take hits much easier from this thing. So I go ahead and scare him with my Sharp Ass points, and now I get a Volt Switch off. It is going to do a lot of damage because Mega Manectric hits like a damn truck, and now I can switch into something more fitting, which is going to be the frog with all the freaking warts on it. So actually the toad with all the warts on it. He's not Seisma Frog. But anyway, he actually shows me he has a Z Crystal here, and he's just coming right at me from the start with a Z Power. I'm like, holy shit, I did not expect that. So he turns out to have Breakneck Blitz, and that is the last thing you want to see, is a fucking Bouffalant coming at you at that kind of speed. Like, what? Jesus, man, that'd be definitely a dead Toad, but since I'm really defensive, I'm actually max HP and defense, I'm able to take half from that, which is awesome. The Intimidate really helped me out there, and now I know that this thing cannot knock me out here with anything. So I get a free turn to set up my Stealth Rock. I figured that'll be pretty useful with the Infernape running around and stuff, as he now switches into the freaking Patrick Star. So I get those rocks up. I do figure this thing probably has Rapid Spin here, so that's got to be the reason why he brought it in. But I am dry skin, so he can't hit me with a water attack. I decided to stay in here and see what he's going to go for. Turns out he does just go right for that Rapid Spin, gets rid of those Stealth Rocks that I worked so damn hard to get up. And I'm going to go ahead and shake the ground a little bit in anger. So that's going to do pretty much no damage to this thing. It kind of lets me know what type of Starmie this thing is going to be. It shows me it's probably going to be HP invested with speed. Just your general, utility Starmie. So that's good to know. He has some leftovers, and now I kind of know what I'm working with there. So I decided to switch. I'm going to go right into a freaking Squidward. We got a nice little SpongeBob reunion here, as he actually decides to go right for the Psychic. I didn't expect that, but luckily, since Tentacruel is so damn defensive and this thing doesn't have much offensive investment, I am able to take less than half from that, which is really cool. So I'm over here eating my Black Sludge. As I'm looking at it, it doesn't seem like Tentacruel is all that useful for this matchup, so if he decided to stay in and go for another Psychic, that was fine, but he's actually going to switch into the Bouffalant here. I'm assuming he predicts the knockoff. You're not able to get rid of the Z Crystal, so it doesn't do much damage there, and that's kind of a bummer because now he's just able to knock me out with like a Zen Headbutt or an Earthquake. So I have to switch right back into my Seismitoad as he ends up going for the Head Charge, and that is pretty much just like an off-brand Breakneck Blitz right there. And that actually knocks me down to 15 HP, which is quite unfortunate, but I do know that my Seismitoad is still going to be faster, and I want to be annoying, so I'm going to set those Stealth Rocks right back up. If he wants to get rid of them, he's going to have to bring back in that Starmie, and I'm going to try my best to not give him an opportunity to Rapid Spin that. So he finishes me off with an Earthquake, and down goes Seismitoad, but it kind of did its job. It does allow me a free switch here, so thanks for that, buddy. You got some weird little titty warts on your head, but yeah, so I'm now going to bring in a Manectric. The reason for that is because now he won't be able to switch in Starmie to get rid of those rocks, so I want those to hang around for a while, and I am able to outspeed this thing and knock it out with a Thunderbolt. So no more shenanigans from the 80s Tauros. You had your time, buddy. But yeah, so that goes down. That's really good to see, as now he decides to bring in the Altaria. So I know this thing is going to be a Mega Altaria. You're always going to see these things turn into just a big-ass Q-tip. As I'm going to go right for the Hidden Power Ice. I know that it's going to lose its Flying type. It turns into Fairy Dragon. So Hidden Power Ice is still going to do a lot of damage, and I'm expecting it to probably be a 2-hit KO. I wasn't actually sure if he was going to go for a Dragon Dance here or what, but I do just stay in, go for that. It knocks it down into easily killable range, as he ends up going for the Fire Blast there. So that's not going to quite knock me out. I expected Earthquake, But that works out really nicely for me. I'm guessing maybe he expected a switch into my Durant. But yeah, either way, now he's going to go into the Cobalion as I'm able to just hit this thing with a Hidden Power Ice. Obviously not going to do much, but my Manectric actually does carry Overheat, which is nice because rather than Flamethrower, Overheat does actually kill Cobalion at full health. So I go ahead and Overheat that thing. It is going to knock it out, and it's not very often you're able to get a free knockout on a Cobalion that easily. So down goes that, and I'm feeling pretty solid here, as now he gets a free switch and decides to go right back into the Starmie. So with that special attack drop, I don't think I'll be able to knock it out with a Thunderbolt. So I go for the Volt Switch, and from that damage, it actually looks like I might be able to get a KO with the Thunderbolt, but it would have to win a high roll, and I didn't want to risk it because I do want to keep my Manectric around. So I decided to actually hard switch into Nidoking here because I knew he was either going to Rapid Spin or Recover or something. He does actually go for the Recover there, and actually, unfortunately, this Nidoking does not have Thunderbolt on it. It is Choice Scarf, which catches a lot of people off guard, so he's actually going to stay in here. I go for the Sludge Wave, hoping that it's going to be able to knock it out, but without that Life Orb, it's not able to do enough damage, and that does allow him to get a Rapid Spin off, so that kind of sucks. There's not going to be any Stealth Rock for the remainder of the battle there, but not too big of a deal, because one more Sludge Wave knocks this thing out. He could have just chose to go for the Hydro Pump there to potentially knock me out, but he opted to go for the Rapid Spin, so that's pretty nice, as one more Sludge Wave is going to take that thing out, so that's a dead Starmie. And sorry to do it to you, Patrick, but now he is going to bring in the Ginger Trevenant. I actually haven't seen the Trevenant in a really long time, but I'm going to actually go ahead and switch into my Tentacruel here, and this actually kind of works out perfectly for me because he actually goes for the Leech Seed, and I put Liquid Ooze on this thing. I was really kind of hoping he was going to go for the Leech Seed. I was like, maybe I'll get Liquid Ooze to actually do something for once, and it works out amazingly. So now he's going to sap some toxic health from me, which is cool because it actually ends up hurting him rather than giving him my health. So we're both losing health at this point, and that's awesome because now as long as Tentacruel is in, it's going to be like some anti-leftovers on their side, so that's cool. I do get a knockoff here, and I get rid of that Citrus Berry. I needed to get a knockoff because I know these things just harvest and are just super annoying in terms of having a berry around and stuff. So the knockoff there was crucial, as Liquid Ooze is still just doing its thing even when it's vanished from the Phantom Force. And I don't have any physical defense investment, so I'm not able to take this very nicely as he goes ahead and appears behind me, smacks me in the back, and I do actually end up living it though, which is really nice. After Black Sludge, I'm sitting at about 30 HP, so the Lead Seed is not quite going to kill me. I live that with 9, and it's still just doing its thing. I haven't seen Liquid Ooze do anything for so long, and honestly, I got way too excited about that. But he's going to go for the Protect now, which is a decent play because now he's just going to stall out another turn here. And unfortunately, the Leech Seed is going to do its thing and knock me out. But Tentacruel did its job. I was able to whittle down this stupid Trevenant. And yeah, so that's perfect. I actually end up getting Liquid Ooze even while I'm fainted. Look at that. I'm dead, but my Liquid Ooze still just coming back from the dead. Look at me haunting a haunted tree. But that's some wild stuff right there. But now I get a free switch. I decide to go into my Nidoking, who is able to knock this thing out at this point with Sludge Wave. So I go for that. And yeah, so now his remaining 2 Pokemon are going to be the Infernape and the Mega Altaria. So now he brings in the Infernape, and I don't really know what type of ape this thing's gonna be. I'm thinking if it's Choice Scarf, I'm gonna be pretty screwed and I won't have much to do to it. So I decided to switch here. I'm gonna go ahead and go right into Manectric just to get an Intimidate in case it turns out to be a physical attack, or the Intimidate is going to help out very nicely there. So he actually ends up going for the Overheat, which still isn't too bad. It's going to knock out my Manectric, but it is going to make it so now my Nidoking is going to be able to take at least one of those. So that's pretty cool. So now I have a free switch, go right back into the Kingpin, ready to do his thing. And I know he does still have that Mega Altaria around, so he's going to switch into that just to get rid of that special attack drop from the Infernape. But I am still kind of afraid of that Infernape. It can come back and win this, but I go for the Earth Power there. It's going to knock that thing out. So his last Pokemon is that Ape, and I really wish I had my Stealth Rock up because I don't know what item this thing is. It could be Focus Sash, it could be Choice Scarf, and if it's faster than my Choice Scarf Nidoking, we are going to have some problems. So I decided to switch here, and I'm actually going to bring in Kevin Durant pretty much just to die and hope that he goes for the Overheat to get that special attack drop. I'm assuming Overheat is actually his only fire move there, so it is going to knock me out, but it is going to lower his special attack, so now Nidoking doesn't really have to worry about that too much. And I'm sorry about that, Kevin. You really had to take one for the team there. But now I can bring in Nidoking once again, and I just go for the Earth Power. I do outspeed it, which shows me he's not Scarf himself, so it actually knocks him down to a Focus Sash, and I was like, oh shit, it turned out to be Sash. That's why he wanted a Rapid Spin earlier. So he does get an Overheat off, but unfortunately for him, he actually misses it, but it only would have done about 40% to me. So I live that easily, and one more Earth Power is going to take that thing out. So that is the end of the match there, guys. That was a pretty fun one. I have been having some fun with this underused team. Honestly, it's kind of a good time. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Go ahead and hit that like button on this video if you enjoyed, and I will see you guys later. Peace out.